Tumblr's in this weird mix of content management system and social. What do y'all at Tumblr consider yourselves? Is it more of a blogging platform or is it more of a social platform?
Well, it's an interesting question because we are definitely in the process of kind of figuring that out ourselves. For a long time, I think we were sort of very product focused, and we were sort of just like building the product, and however people wanted to use it, they would use it. But that was kind of neglecting sort of like a marketing tactic to Tumblr, which I think was a missing piece that we're trying to fix now. And we're doing all of these like focus groups and user research to figure out like what is it that people come to Tumblr for and why, and what is it that we're not doing that people would come to Tumblr for. So I think the answer to that is TBD. I think we do see ourselves as a very like versatile, dynamic platform that can host all media, and it should be the place for where any sort of media or kind of content should go. So it's actually, we really see ourselves as this hybrid like publishing platform and social network. But it's kind of about like distilling that into like one sentence or like a couple of words that like can reach a mass audience.
If somebody was just starting on Tumblr today, what would your best practices be for them?
Man, I mean, it kind of goes in a sequence. So when you first get on, like you definitely want to pay some attention to how your content is being presented, like choosing the right theme and making sure that you are choosing a theme that will best display the type of content that you're going to be posting. So if it's video, have an optimized video theme. That said, then the next layer of that is that most of the content that is consumed on Tumblr is consumed through the dashboard. So it's sort of two layers. If you're going to be posting onto Tumblr, you have to think about your outward audience and then your internal audience. So think about how it's going to be displayed in the dashboard, which is like lots of people posting all at once. Like people have feeds that are following hundreds of people. How are you going to stand out on the dashboard against all this other media? So I would say like be content focused, like, or content conscious, is like, if you're going to be posting photos or videos, like really think about how that will be displayed in all the various forms all the distribution networks that like Tumblr will service.
And how does somebody grow their audience on Tumblr?
So a lot of different ways. I think you definitely want to make use of strategic hashtags. That's kind of the most basic way to reach a community. And the best way to figure out what you should be tagging is use our search page, and you can go on the top of Tumblr and search for any sort of topic, and then you can find related tags to any topic that you're interested in, and you can kind of get a sense of like what stuff has the most volume, what are people actually tagging their content with through those pages. But then after that, like the most important thing I think is to really develop your community. So most people who come onto Tumblr have a specific interest or specific thing that they want to do, and you will find other people on Tumblr who are interested in that same thing, and you'll definitely want to follow those people and make sure they're genuine follows. Like I am as someone who works at a social media company, like very against these kind of like growth hacky kind of tactics of like follow everyone you see and then unfollow them. Like you're not going to get a genuine audience that way. Sincerely follow people that interest you, reblog their content, add commentary, because if they're getting thousands of reblogs, like they won't see you specifically unless you're adding your own perspective.
What are some of the ways that brands are using Tumblr in particular?
Brands are really embracing the animated GIF. They're embracing remix culture. They're kind of embracing the sort of like Tumblr aesthetic of kind of just posting on the fly, like stream of consciousness. Like you see like all kinds of brands, like it's either like Denny's on one spectrum is really like playing to that millennial audience that is funny and quirky, and they'll do like a really weird like text post, or they'll make a GIF out of pancakes and bacon, and then someone will reblog it and like add their own layer to the GIF, and then they'll reblog that. So they're like very into kind of the community-oriented content that they can make. Other people are much more interested in curating content. So they'll collect submissions of fan art. Depending on if a lot of movie studios do this, where they'll accept submissions. like make our new movie poster, and they will use Tumblr for that because it's a really creative community. So I don't know, it's like lots of different ways. Like I think people are trying to use Tumblr as more of an experimental platform because we just allow a lot more freedom. There are no content restrictions, character limits, or anything, so you can really kind of just go and run with it.
And what type of analytics can you get through Tumblr?
So it depends. If you, we have an activity page, and you kind of monitor like day by day, week by week, month by month. You can monitor the likes, reblogs, and follows that you get on the platform. If you have a brand, you can get, if you are a brand, you can get partner analytics, which gives you more robust information like impressions, engagements, your reach, all of that. You can also use some external tools like Union Metrics, which is same people who do tweet reach. And there are a couple of other ones, but I can't remember the name of them. But they'll give you more information on like how a specific topic is doing. So if you are interested in a video game or a musical artist, like you can search like how that trend has performed over time.